Jake, we're at the business end of these talks now, but are the negotiators getting down to business? Are we seeing progress?
What we're seeing is ministers in closed-door meetings trying to hash out some of the very difficult issues. That's where we always get to in these negotiations in the final hours, and we're at the frantic stage right now where people are trying to pull together a deal.
And are civil society activists here optimistic? I've heard people saying that the atmosphere is too relaxed and there's not enough progress being made.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the urgency has been lost a bit. We're not as focused as we need to be on getting the real emission reductions out of this process that I think we need. The focus right now is on how do we create the platform for the future, and we're kind of missing some opportunities to move forward on things like phasing out some of the super greenhouse gas emissions, moving forward on shipping emissions, and some of the real tangible things that we could get to reduce emissions.
What do you expect the talking points to be over the next 48 hours?
Well, I think everybody's trying to position for the end game, so they're trying to figure out, how do we put together this deal? How do we package something that we can all live with, and how do we move forward on, finance? How do we move forward on the Kyoto Protocol? How do we move forward on the linked issue of the mandate? And how do we move forward on the rest of the Cancun agreements? And how we do that's a complicated issue right now.
And can you give us a sense of where the major players stand? We've heard that India is causing problems here. What about the other big players as well?
Well, I mean, clearly the U.S. is not being helpful. They're, I think, undercutting the efforts to get a mandate that the EU is pushing for, a clear path to negotiate a binding agreement in the future, and that's really hurting these talks. I think we've seen a teeny bit of flexibility in the way that China's been thinking about this stuff. They've not been prepared yet in the public forums to say where they're going to go in the end game, but the onus is going to be on them over the next day to sort of bring forward a proposal in these closed doors and see what we can live with, and hope that satisfies the rest of the parties.
And what do you think it is that's going to give here? What's going to start the ball rolling?
Well, I think we need to see some give from the United States on where we're headed in this process. I think we need to see the flexibility that China seems to be doing in the public forums, and India in the public forums happen in the closed-door meetings. And then we need to stitch together a package which can actually begin to reduce emissions, generate the funding, and we're a long ways from that as of Thursday morning.
And when I talk to you in 48 hours' time, at the moment, do you think you're going to be in a good mood, or do you think you're going to be not so happy?
I hope to be in a happy mood. I don't know. I think I think the chances of success right now are low. But countries know where the package is, I think, and they just have to get in that room and put it together. And I think the urgency of this issue is just so important that ministers and countries just need to rally around getting something done, which moves us forward in a very significant way to dealing with this challenge. Because if they fail here, then that's not just a problem of the process; that's a problem for the planet.
Jake, thanks for speaking to us.
All right.